mamas. So today we are diving into a crucial aspect of Christian parenting. I'd say any parenting, but Christian parenting specifically, and that is the habit of obedience. How can we help our kids develop this habit with biblical wisdom and in ways that are practical? Let me know if this sounds familiar, but I found myself in a place where I was constantly repeating myself, which was part of the problem. I was constantly having to remind my kids to do the most simplest of tasks, finding myself just tired, frustrated, worn out, irritated. I just knew something had to change so our house could run more smoothly. And that is when I came across a Charlotte Mason resource, Laying Down the Rails. The overarching premise behind laying down the rails is whether you're intentional about it or not, you are teaching and training habits into your kids for good or for worse. And laying down the rails is all about setting those habits early on, so it's just automatic, and instead of going across an old backcountry road full of potholes and getting jarred as you're going along, you can ride the rails smoothly. If you lay down these habits early and you do the hard work early, you will reap easier days in the future. Now, if you get the whole resource, I ordered off Simply Charlotte Mason. It's about $90. You might be able to find these used, I'm sure. There is a whole list of habits in these resources. She recommends spending 6 to 8 weeks on one habit. You invest in this resource and you're going to be using it pretty much throughout the whole of your homeschooling journey. And the top 3 habits that Charlotte Mason talks about that she recommends to hit first is 1, obedience, which we're talking about today, 2, truthfulness, and 3, attention. And so we've started with obedience and have noticed so many benefits in using this resource and just being intentional on teaching our kids obedience in a biblical way. So when we first started this habit with obedience, I sat down with the kids at our morning time, laid out that, hey, we're going to be starting working on this habit of obedience. We talked a little bit about habits in general, and then talked about just kind of what the expectations were for the next 6 to 8 weeks. That when it comes to obedience, first of all, obedience is not an option. Obedience is something that's going to be expected. And when it comes to obedience, it should be done right away, the correct way, and in a cheerful manner. And so we set these expectations ahead of time. The kids agreed to these expectations. And then the kids also got to have a say in what kind of our reward or our celebration would be at the end of the 8 weeks. When they were obedient and met all those 3 expectations, we would put some beans in a jar. And if they were disobedient, we would take some beans out. And it has made such a positive impact in our home, because now all I have to do, I'm not repeating myself all the time, which is one thing that Charlotte Mason does not recommend. Because if you repeat yourself, you're training your kids to expect you to repeat yourself, and they learn that they don't have to listen the first time. Listening the first time is optional. And so that's one thing that, when it came to this habit of obedience, there wasn't just things on them to do, there were things on me to do as well, to kind of retrain and rework and reframe. So the kids and I were working on this together. And so now usually I just have to remind them, if they're grumbling, is that a cheerful attitude? Oftentimes I get a very sarcastic smile, but then there is genuine laughter that follows. And so it has definitely helped make a positive impact on our family and our days, and our kids know what to expect. I've changed some of my behaviors and frameworks, so I'm not leaning into bad habits on my end either. And the kids are very excited to get their jar filled so we can get our celebration. Let me know down in the comments, how do you teach obedience in your home, or how do you approach habits in your home, and have you used laying down the rails resource in your home, and how has it worked out for you?